Hey there, welcome to Neppy Invests. Hopefully a very quick video today because I'm going to look at a company called CV Check, ticker code CV1. So their Appendix 4C dropped on the 20th of January and fairly easy to understand what this company does and it's all in their name, CV Check, so they check resumes. So let's have a look at their quarterly cash flow report. So of course, the first thing I always go to is the cash flows from operating activities. It is helpful. This is the first thing that's in Appendix 4C if they don't have a sort of a 5-page highlights of what they've done over the past quarter or so. So of course, the first thing I'll always go to is receipts from customers, but in isolation, that's meaningless. I like to see the trend, and I'll get into the next slide where I do show you the trend in cash receipts. But what is important here is the operating cash flow number. So there is either operating cash flow positive or operating cash flow negative. And in CV Check's case, for this quarter, they were positive in cash flow in operations to the tune of $233,000. So this company is operational cash flow positive. You can see last 6 months, they've added $727,000 to the kitty in operations. So this company is a company that is profitable in operations. But that's not the only way a company can bring in cash or lose cash. They can also bring in cash or lose cash through investing ways or financing ways. CV Check is fairly quiet in both of those. They only lost cash in other non-current assets to the tune of $221,000. You also have to take into account exchange rates, but that's a very small amount in CV Check's case. So overall, if you add up all operations, investing, financing, exchange rates, they gained $19,000 for the quarter. And the fact that they have $5.19 million cash on hand, actually that's a pretty good thing. I do like companies having more and more cash on hand. So I mentioned before, looking at the cash receipts in isolation doesn't really tell you anything, but looking at the trend does tell you a lot. So I like to look at what the cash receipts have done over time, and you can see with CV Check, their first cash receipts was way back in October 2015. And ever since then, it's been going upwards, a slow upwards trend, but that's nothing to be concerned with. There's a company called MyNet Phone, which is something now called M&F Group. If you go back 10 years or so and look at their Appendix 4Cs, their cash receipts were growing very slowly, but that company just kept on growing the cash receipts slowly over time, and eventually the share price just kept on rising and rising. They become profitable, they actually had a dividend, and so it just shows you don't need to have explosive cash receipts growth. You can do it just by growing it very slowly. In CV Check's case, their compound quarterly growth rate, which is CQGR, is at 5.4% per quarter. So that's actually pretty good when you're looking at it per quarter. And the only down quarter they've had was July 2020, which no doubt was COVID-19 related. In the most previous quarter we just had, it was a record quarter in terms of cash receipts. So everything's looking positive for CV Check. The only thing you might say negative is maybe the company itself, but I don't know much about the company, what they do, how they're looking, how they're growing, that sort of thing. So if you are interested in this company, make sure you do way more in-depth analysis of what they do. Next thing I always look at, it's very important to look at the daily chart or even any sort of chart. And you can see a very good looking chart here going back the last 5 or 6 months. The share price reached a bit of a low of about 5 cents during the COVID-19 financial panic, and ever since then it's been going up, and the trend changed, most definitely changed, start of September around about 10 cents or so, and ever since then the share price keeps going up. I did this slide a few days ago, so the share price is finished at 18.5 cents at close of trading on Friday the 22nd of January, so share price is still going up. Volume, we haven't seen massive spikes in volume any time in the last 5 or 6 months, but that's nothing to be concerned with a company like CV Check. So that's all I've got in this video, this Appendix 4C video for CV Check, CV1. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've taken something away from it. Maybe I've inspired you to do more research on this company. It's always good to see a company that is profitable, especially in operations. You want to see those cash flow coming in, increasing, that sort of thing. So go CV Check, a good Appendix 4C for you this quarter. Have a good day. Actually, before I say that, I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure if you do need to seek financial advice, find someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. But that's all for this video. Have a good day. See ya.